What if the ancient world wasn't as primitive as we've been led to believe? Beneath the sands of time lie secrets of civilizations that once thrived with technologies so advanced, they defy everything we think we know about history. From the enigmatic Antikythera Mechanism, an ancient Greek device often called the world's first computer, to the mind-boggling precision of the Great Pyramid of Giza, these lost empires left behind clues that continue to baffle scientists and historians alike. Today, we're peeling back the layers of history to explore how these legendary societies revolutionized their world with groundbreaking inventions, only to vanish into obscurity. But their legacies didn't disappear, they live on, shaping the very foundations of our modern world. So, are you ready to uncover the mysteries of these forgotten empires and see how their advanced technologies changed the course of history? Let's dive in. Long before the rise of modern nations, the world was shaped by civilizations so extraordinary, their very existence has become the stuff of legend. Among them, Atlantis stands out, a society said to have thrived on an island swallowed by the sea, its advanced technology lost to the depths. But Atlantis isn't alone in this tapestry of mystery. Lemuria, a hypothetical land believed to have existed in the Pacific, and the Indus Valley civilization, one of the most sophisticated ancient societies, also capture our imagination. These empires didn't just appear overnight. They emerged through a combination of ingenuity, resourcefulness, and a deep understanding of their environments. Take the Indus Valley, for example. Flourishing around 2600 BC, this civilization boasted meticulously planned cities with grid-like streets, advanced drainage systems, and even public baths. Their hydraulic engineering was nothing short of revolutionary, allowing them to harness water for agriculture and sanitation in ways that rival modern systems. Meanwhile, the myths of Atlantis and Lemuria speak of societies that mastered energy sources, astronomy, and even flight technologies that sound almost futuristic by today's standards. But what's truly fascinating is how these civilizations, despite their eventual decline, left behind a legacy that influenced the world for millennia. The Indus Valley's urban planning inspired later cities, while the tales of Atlantis and Lemuria have sparked countless explorations and theories, pushing us to question what's possible. Their achievements weren't just about building monuments or inventing tools. They were about solving problems in ways that transformed human life. So, how did these legendary empires rise to such heights? Was it sheer determination, or did they possess knowledge we've yet to fully understand? Whatever the answer, their stories remind us that history is far richer and stranger than we often assume. As we uncover more about these ancient societies, we're not just learning about the past, we're discovering a world of possibilities that continues to inspire and challenge us today. The legend of Atlantis has captivated imaginations for over 2 millennia. But what if this fabled island was more than just a story? According to the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, Atlantis was a powerful and technologically advanced civilization that vanished in a single day and night of cataclysmic destruction. Described as a utopia beyond compare, Atlantis was said to possess soaring temples, intricate waterways, and a society so advanced, it defied the limits of its time. But where did this enigmatic land exist, and could it have been real? Theories about Atlantis's location span the globe, from the Mediterranean Sea to the far reaches of the Caribbean. Some researchers point to the island of Santorini, where volcanic eruptions around 1600 BC reshaped the landscape, potentially inspiring Plato's tale. Others suggest the Caribbean, where underwater formations like the Bimini Road have sparked debates about man-made structures submerged beneath the waves. Even Antarctica has been proposed as a candidate, with some speculating that shifts in Earth's crust could have buried the once thriving civilization under ice. While definitive proof remains elusive, these theories keep the mystery alive, inviting us to explore the possibilities. What truly sets Atlantis apart, though, are the descriptions of its advanced technologies. Legends speak of energy crystals capable of powering entire cities, devices that could manipulate weather, and even aircraft that soared through the skies. Some accounts even suggest the Atlanteans built underwater cities, harnessing the ocean's resources in ways that seem almost futuristic. Whether these tales are rooted in fact or fantasy, they reflect a fascination with innovation that resonates deeply with our modern world. The sudden disappearance of Atlantis adds another layer of intrigue. Plato claimed the civilization was punished by the gods for its hubris, sinking beneath the waves in a single, catastrophic event. This dramatic ending has fueled centuries of speculation, inspiring explorers, scientists, and dreamers to search for clues. Could Atlantis have been destroyed by a massive earthquake, a tsunami, or even a comet impact? The answers remain shrouded in mystery, but the enduring fascination with Atlantis reminds us of humanity's eternal quest to uncover the unknown. As we piece together the fragments of this ancient legend, we're not just exploring a lost civilization, we're delving into the very nature of human ingenuity and ambition. Atlantis, whether real or imagined, serves as a powerful symbol of what we can achieve, and a cautionary tale of how easily it can all be lost. Its story challenges us to push the boundaries of what we believe is possible, while reminding us to tread carefully as we reach for the stars. While Atlantis dominates much of the conversation about lost civilizations, another enigmatic legend captures the imagination. The story of Lemuria, often referred to as the lost continent of the Pacific, Lemuria is said to have been a vast landmass that once connected parts of what are now India, Madagascar, and Australia. Unlike Atlantis, which is rooted in Plato's writings, the concept of Lemuria emerged in the 19th century as a scientific hypothesis to explain the distribution of lemurs across continents. But over time, this idea evolved into something far more extraordinary, intertwining with ancient myths, spiritual beliefs, and theories of advanced technologies that push the boundaries of what we think is possible. The Maori of New Zealand and the Tamil people of southern India both have legends that some believe could be tied to Lemuria. The Maori speak of Hawaii, a distant ancestral homeland, while Tamil folklore recounts stories of Kumari Kandam, a sunken land said to have been a cradle of civilization. These tales share striking similarities. Both describe a prosperous society that thrived before being swallowed by the sea. Could these stories be echoes of a shared memory, remnants of a lost continent that once bridged cultures across the Pacific and Indian Oceans? What makes Lemuria particularly fascinating are the accounts of its supposed technologies. Unlike the mechanical wonders attributed to Atlantis, Lemuria is often described as a society that mastered the mind and spirit. Legends speak of telepathy as a common form of communication, allowing people to share thoughts and emotions without words. Some theories even suggest that the Lemurians harnessed renewable energy sources, using the Earth's natural forces to power their cities in harmony with the environment. While these ideas may sound like science fiction, they resonate with modern movements that advocate for sustainable living and the exploration of human potential. The story of Lemuria has also left its mark on both spiritual and scientific thought. In the early 20th century, theosophists adopted the concept, blending it with esoteric teachings about humanity's spiritual evolution. Today, Lemuria continues to inspire New Age beliefs, often depicted as a utopia of peace and enlightenment. On the scientific side, while the idea of a lost Pacific continent has been largely dismissed, it has sparked conversations about plate tectonics, ancient migrations, and the interconnectedness of human cultures. Even if Lemuria never existed as a physical place, its legacy invites us to reconsider how we understand history and the possibilities of human innovation. So, what can we take away from the tale of Lemuria? Whether it's a myth, a metaphor, or a forgotten chapter of history, it challenges us to think beyond the limits of what we know. It reminds us that the past is filled with mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and that the boundaries of human achievement may be far greater than we imagine. As we explore these stories, we're not just uncovering lost civilizations, we're rediscovering the endless potential of the human spirit. Stretching across what is now modern-day Pakistan and northwest India, the Indus Valley civilization stands as one of history's most remarkable achievements. Flourishing from around 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE, this ancient society predated even the empires of Mesopotamia and Egypt, yet its innovations were nothing short of revolutionary. At its peak, the Indus Valley was home to over 5 million people, spread across more than 1,000 cities and settlements. But what truly sets this civilization apart isn't just its scale, it's the sheer sophistication of its urban design and infrastructure. Imagine walking through the streets of Mohenjo-Daro or Harappa, two of the civilization's most prominent cities. You'd find yourself in a meticulously planned grid of streets, with homes built from uniform, kiln-fired bricks and connected to an advanced drainage system that rivals modern sanitation. Every house had access to clean water, thanks to wells strategically placed throughout the city, and waste was efficiently channeled away through covered drains. This level of urban planning wasn't just impressive for its time, it was unparalleled. The Indus Valley's engineers didn't just build cities, they created blueprints for livable, sustainable communities that would take millennia for others to replicate. But the ingenuity of the Indus Valley didn't stop at city planning. They were also pioneers in standardization, using uniform weights and measures for trade and commerce. Archaeologists have uncovered small, cubical stone weights that show a remarkable consistency across the civilization, suggesting a highly organized economic system. This attention to detail extended to their craftsmanship as well, with intricate jewelry, pottery, and sculptures that showcase a deep understanding of artistry and technique. Their ability to balance practicality with creativity speaks volumes about the sophistication of their society. Yet, despite all we know about their achievements, one of the most enduring mysteries of the Indus Valley civilization lies in their script. Thousands of inscriptions have been found, etched into seals, pottery, and tablets, but to this day, no one has been able to decipher their language. Some researchers believe it was a form of proto-writing, while others argue it represents a fully developed script. Without a Rosetta Stone-like key to unlock its secrets, the voices of the Indus Valley people remain silent, leaving us to piece together their story through the artifacts they left behind. Equally puzzling is the question of their decline. Around 1900 BCE, this thriving civilization began to falter. Theories abound as to what caused their downfall. Some point to climate change, suggesting that shifting monsoon patterns led to droughts and agricultural collapse. Others propose that the Indus River may have changed its course, disrupting the water supply that sustained their cities. There's even evidence of potential invasions or internal conflicts, though no single explanation has been universally accepted. What's clear is that the Indus Valley didn't vanish overnight, it faded gradually, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and intrigue. What can we learn from the Indus Valley civilization today? Their innovations in urban planning, sanitation, and standardization remind us that even thousands of years ago, humans were capable of extraordinary feats of engineering and organization. Their undeciphered script and mysterious decline challenge us to keep exploring, to keep asking questions about the past. As we uncover more about this ancient society, we're not just learning about history, we're discovering timeless lessons about resilience, ingenuity, and the enduring power of human creativity. The Indus Valley may have faded into history, but its legacy lives on, a testament to what we can achieve when we work together to build a better world. While the pyramids of Egypt are often the first thing that comes to mind when we think of this ancient civilization, their achievements go far beyond these iconic structures. Ancient Egypt was a powerhouse of innovation where science, engineering, and artistry converged in ways that still leave us in awe. From the precise alignment of their monuments to the stars to their groundbreaking advancements in medicine, the Egyptians were masters of technology in a time when much of the world was still in its infancy. So, how did they accomplish such feats, and what can their ingenuity teach us about the possibilities of human achievement? The construction of the pyramids, particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza, remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the ancient world. Built around 2500 BCE, this colossal structure stands as a testament to the Egyptians' unparalleled engineering skills. But how did they achieve such precision without modern tools? Researchers have uncovered evidence of advanced techniques, such as the use of copper chisels, granite hammers, and even water levels to ensure the blocks were perfectly aligned. Some theories suggest they may have employed ramps, levers, and counterweights to move the massive stones into place. The sheer scale of their ambition, paired with their meticulous attention to detail, reveals a civilization that was not only skilled but also deeply innovative. Yet the pyramids were just the beginning. The Egyptians' understanding of astronomy was equally remarkable. They aligned their monuments with incredible accuracy to celestial bodies, such as the North Star and the constellation Orion. The Great Pyramid's four sides, for example, are oriented almost perfectly to the cardinal directions north, south, east, and west. This level of precision wasn't just decorative. It reflected their belief in the connection between the heavens and the earth, a philosophy that guided much of their architectural and spiritual endeavors. Their knowledge of the stars also allowed them to develop one of the earliest known calendars, essential for agriculture and religious ceremonies. In the realm of medicine, the Egyptians were centuries ahead of their time. Their medical texts, such as the Edwin Smith Papyrus, reveal a sophisticated understanding of the human body. They documented treatments for fractures, wounds, and even surgical procedures, using tools made from bronze and obsidian. Remarkably, they also practiced forms of dentistry, with evidence of dental fillings and bridges found in ancient remains. Their use of natural remedies, such as honey for its antibacterial properties, shows a blend of practical knowledge and scientific curiosity that laid the groundwork for modern medicine. But perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of ancient Egypt is how they integrated their technologies into everyday life. Their irrigation systems, for instance, transformed the arid landscape of the Nile Valley into a fertile breadbasket. By harnessing the annual flooding of the Nile, they developed a network of canals and basins that maximized agricultural productivity. This mastery of water management not only sustained their population but also fueled their economy, enabling them to build monuments, trade goods, and expand their influence across the ancient world. The legacy of ancient Egypt's technological achievements continues to shape our understanding of history. Their innovations remind us that human ingenuity knows no bounds, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. By studying their methods, we gain not only a deeper appreciation for their accomplishments, but also inspiration for our own pursuits. The Egyptians didn't just build pyramids, they built a foundation of knowledge that still resonates today. And as we uncover more about their world, we're reminded that the past holds countless lessons for the future. If only we're willing to look. Imagine uncovering a device so advanced it wouldn't be matched in complexity for over 1,000 years, and yet it was created more than 2 millennia ago. That's exactly what happened in 1901, when divers exploring a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera stumbled upon a corroded, fragmented artifact that would rewrite our understanding of ancient technology. Known today as the Antikythera Mechanism, this extraordinary device is often called the world's first analog computer. But what exactly is it, and why does it hold such a pivotal place in the history of science? At first glance, the Antikythera Mechanism might not look like much, just a collection of bronze gears and fragments encrusted with centuries of marine growth. But when researchers began to piece it together, they discovered something astonishing. This intricate machine, dating back to around 100 BCE, was designed to predict astronomical events with incredible precision. Using a series of interlocking gears, it could calculate the positions of the sun, moon, and planets, track the phases of the moon, and even predict eclipses. It was, in essence, a portable cosmos, a device that brought the heavens into the hands of its user. The sophistication of the Antikythera Mechanism is nothing short of breathtaking. Its gears were meticulously crafted, with some containing as many as 220 teeth, all cut by hand. The device even featured a differential gear, a component so advanced that it wouldn't reappear in technology until the 19th century. This level of engineering suggests that the ancient Greeks possessed a far deeper understanding of mechanics and astronomy than we've often given them credit for. But who built it, and how did they achieve such precision without the tools we take for granted today? The answers remain elusive, adding to the mystery of this remarkable artifact. What makes the Antikythera Mechanism even more fascinating is its purpose. Scholars believe it was used not just for scientific inquiry, but also for practical and cultural applications. For example, it could help determine the timing of agricultural cycles, religious festivals, and even athletic events like the ancient Olympic Games. This dual role as both a scientific instrument and a cultural tool highlights the interconnectedness of knowledge in the ancient world. It wasn't just about understanding the cosmos, it was about integrating that understanding into daily life. The discovery of the Antikythera Mechanism challenges long-held assumptions about the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations. While we often think of the ancient world as a time of simple tools and rudimentary knowledge, this device tells a different story. It reveals a society capable of complex engineering, precise craftsmanship, and innovative thinking. In many ways, it forces us to rethink what we believe is possible, not just in the past, but in our own time as well. Today, the Antikythera Mechanism serves as a powerful reminder of humanity's enduring quest to understand the universe. Its existence bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and modern science, showing us that the desire to explore, innovate, and solve problems is as old as civilization itself. As we continue to study this remarkable artifact, we're not just uncovering the secrets of the past, we're gaining new insights into the limitless potential of human creativity and ingenuity. And who knows, perhaps the next great discovery, one that reshapes our understanding of history, is waiting just beneath the surface, ready to be found. Among the many mysteries of the ancient world, few artifacts spark as much debate as the so-called Baghdad Battery. Discovered in the 1930s near the outskirts of modern-day Baghdad, these curious objects consist of a terracotta jar, a copper cylinder, and an iron rod, components that, when assembled, resemble a rudimentary battery. Dating back to the Parthian or Sasanian period, roughly 2,000 years ago, these artifacts have fueled endless speculation. Were they truly an early form of electricity, or is there another explanation for their existence? Let's dig into the theories and see what this discovery might reveal about the ingenuity of our ancestors. At first glance, the Baghdad Battery seems almost too advanced for its time. The jar, filled with an acidic substance like vinegar or lemon juice, could have acted as an electrolyte, allowing the copper and iron to generate a small electric current. This simple yet ingenious setup has led some researchers to suggest that these devices were used for electroplating, coating one metal with a thin layer of another, such as gilding silver or gold onto jewelry. If true, this would mean ancient craftsmen had a working knowledge of basic electrochemistry centuries before modern science even began to explore the concept. But not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue that the artifacts might have had a more mundane purpose. Some propose they were used as storage vessels for sacred scrolls, with the iron and copper acting as protective linings. Others suggest they could have been part of religious rituals, perhaps even functioning as tools for producing mild shocks during ceremonies to create a sense of awe or divine connection. Without written records or clear archaeological context, the true purpose of the Baghdad Battery remains an open question, leaving room for both scientific curiosity and imaginative speculation. What makes this artifact so fascinating is the way it challenges our assumptions about the past. If the Baghdad Battery was indeed a form of ancient electricity, it would rewrite the timeline of human innovation, showing that our ancestors were experimenting with technologies we often associate with much later periods. Even if it wasn't used for electricity, the fact that such a device existed at all speaks volumes about the creativity and resourcefulness of ancient societies. They were constantly finding new ways to solve problems, whether through practical applications or symbolic gestures. The debate over the Baghdad Battery also highlights an important truth about archaeology. Sometimes the most intriguing discoveries are the ones that resist easy explanation. These artifacts remind us that history isn't always a straightforward narrative. It's a puzzle with missing pieces, inviting us to explore, question, and imagine. Whether they were batteries, ritual objects, or something else entirely, the Baghdad Batteries stand as a testament to the enduring mystery of the ancient world and the endless potential of human ingenuity. As we ponder the significance of these artifacts, we're not just uncovering the past, we're redefining what we thought was possible. The Baghdad Battery challenges us to think beyond the boundaries of conventional history, to consider that the ancients might have been far more advanced and far more curious than we've ever imagined. And in doing so, it invites us to keep asking questions, to keep exploring, and to keep marveling at the incredible legacy of those who came before us. High above the arid plains of southern Peru, the Nazca Desert holds one of the most perplexing mysteries of the ancient world, the Nazca Lines. Stretching across nearly 200 square miles, these enormous geoglyphs, some as large as modern-day football fields, are etched into the earth with astonishing precision. From towering depictions of animals and plants to geometric shapes and straight lines that stretch for miles, the Nazca Lines have baffled scientists, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike for decades. But who created them and why? Were they ancient astronomical calendars, religious symbols, or perhaps even messages meant for beings beyond our world? Let's unravel the secrets of these enigmatic designs and explore the theories that continue to spark debate. The Nazca Lines were created by the Nazca culture, a pre-Columbian civilization that thrived in Peru between 200 BC and 600 CE. Using simple tools and an extraordinary understanding of geometry, the Nazca people removed the dark, iron-rich surface stones to reveal the lighter soil beneath, creating stark, visible lines that have endured for centuries. But what's truly remarkable is the scale and precision of their work. Some of the lines are so massive that they can only be fully appreciated from the air, leading many to wonder how the Nazca achieved such accuracy without the ability to fly. Archaeologists believe they used a combination of surveying techniques such as stakes and ropes to map out the designs. Yet, even with these methods, the sheer complexity of the geoglyphs suggests a level of planning and coordination that's nothing short of extraordinary. One of the most enduring theories about the Nazca Lines is that they served as an astronomical calendar, aligning with celestial events like solstices and equinoxes. For example, some lines point directly to the position of the sun during key times of the year, while others may correspond to constellations or planetary movements. This theory suggests that the Nazca used the geoglyphs to track time, predict seasonal changes, and organize agricultural and religious activities. The idea of a giant, earthbound observatory is both fascinating and plausible, given the Nazca's apparent knowledge of astronomy. However, not everyone is convinced by the astronomical explanation. Some researchers propose that the lines held spiritual or ritual significance, acting as pathways for ceremonial processions or offerings to the gods. The animal and plant motifs, such as the iconic hummingbird, spider, and monkey, could have symbolized deities or natural forces revered by the Nazca. These designs might have been intended to invoke blessings, ensure fertility, or even communicate with the divine. The sheer variety of shapes and patterns suggests that the lines served multiple purposes, blending practical, spiritual, and artistic functions in ways we're still striving to understand. Of course, no discussion of the Nazca Lines would be complete without addressing the more outlandish theories, particularly the idea that they were created as signals or runways for extraterrestrial visitors. Proponents of this theory argue that the line's massive scale and aerial visibility make them ideal for communication with beings from the skies. While there's no concrete evidence to support this claim, it's a testament to the enduring allure of the Nazca Lines that they continue to inspire such imaginative speculation. Whether or not aliens were involved, the idea speaks to the universal human desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. Beyond the theories, the Nazca Lines also offer us a glimpse into the cultural and technological achievements of an ancient society. The ability to create such precise and enduring designs on such a vast scale speaks to the Nazca's ingenuity, creativity, and deep connection to their environment. These geoglyphs weren't just art or science, they were a reflection of a civilization's worldview, a way to make sense of their place in the cosmos and leave a lasting mark on the world. Today, the Nazca Lines remain a source of wonder and mystery, drawing visitors from around the globe to marvel at their beauty and speculate about their purpose. As we continue to study these ancient masterpieces, we're reminded of the endless capacity for human curiosity and innovation. Whether they were maps of the stars, messages to the gods, or something else entirely, the Nazca Lines challenge us to look beyond the obvious and explore the deeper meanings hidden within the sands of time. And in doing so, they invite us to keep asking questions, to keep searching for answers, and to keep marveling at the incredible legacy of those who came before us. From the windswept plains of England to the rugged highlands of Bolivia, ancient megalithic structures stand as silent witnesses to the ingenuity of civilizations long past. These monumental creations, like Stonehenge, Puma Punku, and Baalbek, aren't just impressive feats of engineering, they're puzzles that continue to challenge our understanding of what ancient societies were capable of. How did people thousands of years ago, without modern machinery or advanced tools, manage to move and position massive stones with such precision? Let's explore the mysteries behind these awe-inspiring structures and uncover the secrets they hold. Take Stonehenge, for example. This iconic circle of towering stones in southern England has fascinated researchers for centuries. Built in phases between 3000 and 2000 BCE, Stonehenge's largest stones, known as sarsens, weigh up to 50 tons each. The smaller blue stones, transported from over 150 miles away, are no less remarkable. Theories about how the builders achieved this range from the use of wooden sledges and rollers to the possibility of water transport along rivers. But what's truly astonishing is the precision of their placement. The stones are aligned with the solstices, suggesting a deep understanding of astronomy and a desire to connect the physical world with the cosmos. Was Stonehenge an ancient observatory, a religious site, or both? The answer remains elusive, but its enduring presence reminds us of the brilliance of its creators. Then there's Puma Punku, a site in Bolivia that defies explanation. Part of the larger Tiwanaku complex, Puma Punku is renowned for its intricately cut stone blocks, some weighing over 100 tons. What makes these stones so extraordinary is the precision of their cuts, perfectly straight edges, intricate notches, and holes drilled with astonishing accuracy. The stones are made of andesite and diorite, materials so hard that modern tools would struggle to replicate the work. How did the Tiwanaku people achieve this level of craftsmanship? Some researchers suggest they used advanced tools or techniques that have since been lost to history, while others propose that they might have had access to knowledge or technologies that we're only beginning to understand. Whatever the case, Puma Punku stands as a testament to a civilization that pushed the boundaries of what was possible. In Lebanon, the ancient city of Baalbek presents another enigma. The Temple of Jupiter, built by the Romans, sits atop a platform of colossal stone blocks, some weighing over 800 tons. These stones, known as the trilithon, are among the largest ever quarried and moved by human hands. The sheer scale of the project raises questions about the logistics involved. How did the builders transport these massive blocks from the quarry over uneven terrain and then lift them into place? Theories include the use of massive ramps, cranes, or even a combination of manpower and ingenious engineering techniques. The precision of the stonework, with blocks fitting together so tightly that not even a blade of grass could slip between them, adds another layer of mystery. Baalbek's grandeur speaks to the ambition and skill of its builders, leaving us to wonder what other secrets they might have mastered. What ties these sites together is not just their scale or precision, but the way they challenge our assumptions about ancient engineering. Did these civilizations possess knowledge or technologies that have been lost over time? Were they aided by external influences, or did they achieve these feats through sheer determination and ingenuity? While we may never have all the answers, these structures remind us that the past is filled with stories of human achievement that continue to inspire and baffle us. As we study these ancient marvels, we're not just uncovering the methods and tools used to build them, we're gaining a deeper appreciation for the creativity and resilience of the people who came before us. Whether it's the celestial alignment of Stonehenge, the precision of Puma Punku, or the grandeur of Baalbek, each structure offers a glimpse into a world where the impossible was made possible. And as we marvel at their legacy, we're reminded that the boundaries of human achievement are far greater than we often imagine. The stones may be silent, but their stories are anything but. Among the 7 wonders of the ancient world, few capture the imagination quite like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Described as a lush paradise of terraced greenery rising above the desert, these gardens were said to be a gift from King Nebuchadnezzar II to his queen, Amytis, who longed for the verdant hills of her homeland. But here's the twist: despite their fame, the Hanging Gardens might never have existed at all. Or if they did, their true location remains one of history's most tantalizing mysteries. The primary source of the Hanging Gardens legend comes from ancient Greek and Roman writers, including Strabo and Diodorus Siculus, who painted vivid pictures of an oasis suspended in the air. They described towering terraces supported by stone columns, with trees, flowers, and vines cascading from tier to tier, a feat of engineering that would have required an advanced understanding of irrigation and architecture. But here's the catch: not a single Babylonian text or archaeological find has ever definitively confirmed the garden's existence. This glaring absence has led some scholars to question whether the Hanging Gardens were real or simply a product of ancient storytelling, a myth designed to evoke wonder and awe. One theory suggests that the gardens might have been located not in Babylon but in Nineveh, the capital of the Assyrian Empire. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of elaborate water systems and terraced gardens in Nineveh, built by King Sennacherib around 700 BCE, centuries before Nebuchadnezzar's reign. Could the Greeks have confused the two cities, attributing the marvels of Nineveh to Babylon? It's a compelling possibility, but without concrete proof, the debate continues to simmer. If the Hanging Gardens did exist, their construction would have been nothing short of revolutionary. Babylon, located in the arid plains of Mesopotamia, was not exactly an ideal place for lush greenery. To sustain such a garden, the Babylonians would have needed an intricate irrigation system capable of lifting water from the Euphrates River to the heights of the terraces. Some accounts describe a complex network of screws, pumps, and aqueducts technologies that, if true, would place the Babylonians far ahead of their time. The very idea of creating a verdant paradise in the middle of a desert speaks to the audacity and ingenuity of ancient engineers. What makes the Hanging Gardens so fascinating isn't just the question of their existence, it's what they represent. Whether real or imagined, they embody humanity's timeless desire to shape the natural world, to transform barren landscapes into places of beauty and abundance. They remind us that even in the harshest environments, innovation and creativity can flourish. The legend of the Hanging Gardens challenges us to think about how we, too, push the boundaries of what's possible, whether through technology, art, or sheer determination. So, were the Hanging Gardens of Babylon a marvel of ancient engineering or a myth born from the imaginations of storytellers? The answer may never be clear, but the enduring fascination with this legendary wonder speaks volumes about its impact. Whether as a symbol of human ingenuity or a testament to the power of storytelling, the Hanging Gardens continue to inspire us to dream big and reach for the extraordinary. And in that sense, their legacy, real or imagined, lives on. In the annals of ancient craftsmanship, few materials have captured the imagination quite like Damascus steel. Renowned for its unparalleled strength, razor-sharp edge, and mesmerizing wavy patterns, this legendary metal was the crown jewel of swordsmithing during the Middle Ages. But what made Damascus steel so extraordinary, and why has its production process remained one of history's most closely guarded secrets? To answer these questions, we need to step into the world of ancient metallurgy, a science that transformed raw materials into tools of both beauty and power. Damascus steel first gained fame in the Middle East, where it was used to forge some of the most formidable weapons of its time. Swords made from this metal were said to be capable of cutting through lesser blades or even a falling silk scarf with ease. What set Damascus steel apart wasn't just its strength but its unique composition. The steel was crafted from a type of high-carbon iron ore known as woots, which originated in India. Through a complex process of heating, forging, and folding, blacksmiths created a material that was not only incredibly hard but also remarkably flexible, a combination that defied the limitations of most metals of the era. The secret to Damascus steel's legendary qualities lies in its microstructure. When examined under a microscope, the metal reveals a pattern of carbon nanotubes and nanowire structures so advanced that modern scientists are still unraveling their mysteries. These microscopic features gave the steel its distinctive wavy patterns, known as damask, as well as its extraordinary durability. The ancient blacksmiths who crafted this metal may not have understood the science behind it, but their techniques produced results that modern technology struggles to replicate. For centuries, the exact method of creating Damascus steel was lost to history. The decline of wood steel production in India, combined with the secrecy surrounding the craft, meant that the knowledge of how to forge this remarkable material faded away. But that hasn't stopped modern scientists and metallurgists from trying to recreate it. Using advanced imaging techniques and experimental forging methods, researchers have made significant strides in understanding the composition and structure of Damascus steel. Some have even claimed to replicate its properties, though the exact process used by ancient craftsmen remains elusive. What makes the story of Damascus steel so compelling isn't just the mystery of its creation, it's what it tells us about the ingenuity of ancient civilizations. Without modern tools or scientific instruments, these blacksmiths mastered a process that combined artistry, chemistry, and engineering in ways we're still striving to understand. Their work reminds us that innovation isn't just a product of the modern age. It's a timeless human endeavor driven by curiosity, skill, and the desire to push boundaries. The legacy of Damascus steel extends far beyond its use in swords and weapons. It serves as a testament to the potential of ancient knowledge, challenging us to rethink what we believe is possible. As modern scientists continue to study this extraordinary material, they're not just uncovering the secrets of the past, they're inspiring new advancements in metallurgy and material science. The story of Damascus steel is a powerful reminder that the past holds lessons for the future, and that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey without end. In the heart of ancient Egypt, nestled in the bustling city of Alexandria, stood a beacon of human thought and discovery, the Library of Alexandria. More than just a collection of scrolls, this legendary institution was a sanctuary for scholars, philosophers, and scientists from across the known world. It was a place where the boundaries of knowledge were pushed, where ideas from Greece, Persia, India, and beyond converged in a vibrant exchange of wisdom. But what made this library so extraordinary, and why does its loss still haunt us today? Let's step into the world of this unparalleled repository of knowledge and uncover the story behind its rise, its treasures, and its tragic fall. At its peak, the Library of Alexandria was said to house between 400,000 and 700,000 scrolls, making it the largest collection of written works in the ancient world. These weren't just books, they were the accumulated knowledge of civilizations, texts on astronomy, mathematics, medicine, philosophy, and literature. Imagine walking through its halls, surrounded by the works of Euclid, Archimedes, and Hippocrates, their groundbreaking ideas preserved on papyrus and parchment. The library wasn't just a place to store knowledge, it was a living, breathing center of intellectual activity. Scholars gathered here to study, debate, and innovate, creating a culture of learning that would influence the world for centuries. But the Library of Alexandria was more than just a repository of texts. Some historians believe it may have housed advanced technologies and instruments that were far ahead of their time. Ancient accounts describe devices like the astrolabe, used for mapping the stars, and mechanical contraptions that demonstrated principles of physics and engineering. Could the library have been a hub for technological innovation as well as intellectual pursuit? The idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. The scholars of Alexandria were known for their ingenuity, and the library's vast resources would have provided the perfect environment for experimentation and discovery. Despite its grandeur, the Library of Alexandria's fate remains shrouded in mystery. The most popular theory is that it was destroyed in a series of fires, the most infamous being the one allegedly set by Julius Caesar in 48 BC during his conflict with Pompey. However, other accounts point to later events, such as the sacking of Alexandria by the Romans or the rise of religious conflicts in the 4th century CE. Some even argue that the library didn't fall in a single catastrophic event but gradually declined over centuries, its treasures lost to neglect, war, and the passage of time. Whatever the cause, the loss of the library marked a turning point in the history of knowledge, erasing countless works that might have transformed our understanding of the ancient world. The destruction of the Library of Alexandria is often described as one of the greatest tragedies in human history, a loss not just of books but of ideas, innovations, and the collective memory of civilizations. Imagine what might have been preserved: lost plays of Sophocles, untapped medical knowledge, or even early blueprints for technologies that could have reshaped the ancient world. The library's demise serves as a stark reminder of how fragile knowledge can be, and how easily the achievements of one generation can vanish into the shadows of history. Yet, the legacy of the Library of Alexandria endures, not in the physical scrolls it once held, but in the spirit of curiosity and collaboration it embodied. It reminds us of the importance of preserving knowledge, of creating spaces where ideas can flourish, and of the enduring human quest to understand the world around us. As we look back on this ancient marvel, we're not just mourning what was lost, we're celebrating what it represents: the timeless pursuit of wisdom, the courage to ask questions, and the belief that through knowledge we can shape a better future. The Library of Alexandria may be gone, but its spirit lives on, urging us to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible. The night sky has always been humanity's first canvas, a vast expanse dotted with stars that ancient civilizations used to map their lives. Long before telescopes or satellites, cultures like the Mayans, Babylonians, and Egyptians looked to the heavens, not just for wonder, but for wisdom. Their understanding of the cosmos was so profound that it shaped their societies, their technologies, and even their greatest monuments. So, how did these ancient stargazers turn the stars into tools for survival, spirituality, and innovation? Let's take a journey through the skies as seen by the ancients and uncover the celestial secrets they left behind. For the Mayans, astronomy was more than a science, it was a sacred art. Their intricate calendar systems, like the famous Long Count and the Tzolk'in, were based on precise observations of the sun, moon, and planets. The Mayans didn't just track time, they predicted celestial events with astonishing accuracy, from solar eclipses to the movements of Venus. Their temples, like the Pyramid of El Castillo at Chichen Itza, were designed to align with these cosmic rhythms. During the equinoxes, shadows cast by the sun create the illusion of a serpent slithering down the pyramid steps, a breathtaking testament to their mastery of both architecture and astronomy. For the Mayans, the heavens weren't just a backdrop, they were a guide, shaping everything from agriculture to religious ceremonies. Meanwhile, half a world away, the Babylonians were making their own groundbreaking discoveries. Often regarded as the fathers of modern astronomy, they meticulously recorded the movements of celestial bodies on clay tablets, creating some of the earliest known star maps. These observations weren't just academic, they were deeply practical. The Babylonians used their knowledge to develop a lunar calendar that divided the year into 12 months, a system that still influences our modern calendar today. They even identified the zodiac, tracing the paths of the sun and moon through constellations that would later become the foundation of astrology. For the Babylonians, the stars were a language, one that spoke of seasons, omens, and the will of the gods. But the ancients didn't stop at observation. They built their understanding into the very fabric of their civilizations. In ancient Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza stands as a monument to their celestial knowledge. Its sides are aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions north, south, east, and west, a feat that required an advanced understanding of the stars. The pyramid's air shafts are thought to point to specific constellations like Orion and Sirius, which held deep spiritual significance for the Egyptians. They believed that the pharaoh's soul would travel through these shafts to join the gods in the afterlife, a journey guided by the stars. the connection between the heavens and human ingenuity didn't end there. In Cambodia, the temple complex of Angkor Wat is a marvel of both architecture and astronomy. Built in the 12th century, it was designed to align with the sun during the spring equinox, when the rising sun perfectly frames the temple's central tower. This alignment wasn't just for show, it symbolized the harmony between the earthly and the divine, a reminder of humanity's place in the cosmos. Across the globe, from Stonehenge to Machu Picchu, ancient peoples used the stars to anchor their cultures, blending science and spirituality in ways that continue to inspire us today. What's truly remarkable is how these civilizations, separated by vast distances and centuries, arrived at similar conclusions about the cosmos. Whether they were predicting eclipses, building calendars, or aligning their monuments with celestial events, they shared a common goal: to understand the universe and their place within it. Their achievements remind us that the stars have always been more than just points of light. They've been a source of knowledge, inspiration, and connection. As we gaze at the same skies today, we're not just seeing stars, we're glimpsing the legacy of those who came before us, a legacy that continues to guide us in our own quest for understanding. Rising from the remote shores of Easter Island, the Moai statues stand as silent sentinels of a civilization that thrived in isolation. These towering figures, some weighing over 80 tons and standing as tall as 33 feet, are more than just stone carvings. They're a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Rapa Nui people. But how did a small, isolated community manage to create and transport these colossal statues? And what do they tell us about the society that built them? Let's uncover the mysteries of the Moai and the extraordinary culture behind them. The creation of the Moai began in the quarries of Rono Roroku, a volcanic crater that served as the birthplace of these iconic statues. Using nothing more than simple stone tools, the Rapa Nui carved the Moai directly from the volcanic tuff, a type of rock formed from compressed volcanic ash. The process was meticulous, with craftsmen chiseling away at the rock to reveal the faces, torsos, and intricate details of each figure. Once completed, the statues were separated from the rock face and moved to their final locations across the island. But how did they transport these massive stone giants, some weighing as much as a small building, across miles of rugged terrain? One of the most enduring mysteries of the Moai is the method used to move them. The island's terrain is far from flat, with steep hills, rocky outcrops, and dense vegetation making transportation a daunting challenge. One theory suggests that the Rapa Nui used a system of ropes, logs, and wooden sledges to walk the statues upright, rocking them back and forth to inch them forward. Another idea proposes that they were laid horizontally on wooden rollers and dragged across the landscape. Both methods would have required incredible coordination, strength, and ingenuity, showcasing the Rapa Nui's mastery of engineering and logistics. But the Moai weren't just feats of engineering, they were central to the spiritual and cultural life of the Rapa Nui. Each statue represented a deified ancestor, believed to watch over the island and its people. The statues were placed on ceremonial platforms called ahu, often facing inland to protect the villages and their inhabitants. Some Moai were even adorned with hats made of red volcanic stone, known as pukao, which added to their imposing presence. These details reveal a society deeply connected to its ancestors, one that invested immense resources and labor into honoring and preserving their memory. Yet, the story of Easter Island is also one of tragedy. By the time European explorers arrived in the 18th century, the island's once thriving society had declined, with many of the Moai toppled and abandoned. Theories about this collapse range from environmental degradation, such as deforestation and soil depletion, to social upheaval and resource wars. The construction and transportation of the Moai may have played a role in this decline, as the immense effort required to build and move them could have strained the island's limited resources. Whatever the cause, the fall of the Rapa Nui civilization serves as a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between human ambition and environmental sustainability. Today, the Moai of Easter Island continue to captivate us, not just as marvels of ancient engineering, but as symbols of a culture that dared to dream big. Their silent gaze across the island speaks to the resilience, creativity, and spirituality of the people who carved them. As we study these giants of stone, we're reminded of the power of human ingenuity and the importance of learning from the past to build a sustainable future. The Moai may stand in silence, but their story echoes loudly, inviting us to reflect on the legacy we leave behind. Long before the advent of modern hospitals and pharmaceuticals, ancient civilizations were already mastering the art of healing. From the banks of the Nile to the valleys of the Yellow River, early societies developed medical practices that not only addressed physical ailments but also integrated the mind, body, and spirit. Their understanding of anatomy, their use of natural remedies, and their innovative tools laid the foundation for the medical advancements we benefit from today. So, what can we learn from the healers of the past, and how did their wisdom shape the world of medicine as we know it? In ancient Egypt, medicine was a blend of science and spirituality. The Egyptians were among the first to document their medical knowledge, with texts like the Ebers Papyrus and the Edwin Smith Papyrus offering detailed insights into their practices. These scrolls reveal a sophisticated understanding of anatomy, with descriptions of the heart, brain, and circulatory system that were remarkably accurate for their time. Egyptian physicians performed surgical procedures, including setting broken bones, treating wounds, and even brain surgery, using tools made of bronze and obsidian. But their approach wasn't purely physical. They believed that illness could be caused by spiritual imbalances, and their treatments often included spells and rituals alongside practical remedies. This holistic view of health, one that considered both the body and the soul, was a hallmark of their medical philosophy. Meanwhile, in ancient China, healers were developing a system of medicine that remains influential to this day. Traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, is rooted in the concept of Qi, the vital energy that flows through the body. Practitioners believed that illness resulted from disruptions in this energy flow, and they sought to restore balance through techniques like acupuncture, herbal medicine, and Tai Chi. Acupuncture, in particular, stands out as a groundbreaking innovation. By inserting fine needles into specific points along the body's meridians, practitioners could alleviate pain and treat a wide range of conditions. The Chinese also compiled vast herbal encyclopedias, cataloging the healing properties of plants like ginseng, ginger, and licorice root. These remedies, passed down through generations, continue to be used in modern holistic medicine. The ancient Greeks took a different approach, focusing on observation and logic to understand the human body. Hippocrates, often called the father of modern medicine, emphasized the importance of diagnosing illnesses through careful examination and maintaining detailed patient records. He rejected the idea that diseases were caused by divine intervention, instead attributing them to natural causes like diet, environment, and lifestyle. This shift marked a turning point in medical history, laying the groundwork for evidence-based medicine. Greek physicians like Galen further advanced the field by dissecting animals to study anatomy, though their knowledge of human anatomy was limited by cultural taboos against dissecting human bodies. Still, their work provided a foundation for future discoveries, influencing medical thought for centuries. In the Americas, indigenous civilizations like the Maya and Aztecs developed their own sophisticated healing traditions. The Maya, for example, used a combination of herbal remedies, spiritual rituals, and surgical techniques to treat illnesses. They were skilled at setting fractures, suturing wounds, and even performing dental work using tools made from obsidian and bone. The Aztecs, too, had a deep knowledge of medicinal plants, with healers known as Tisitl using herbs like chocolate, chili peppers, and megi to treat everything from infections to digestive issues. These practices were deeply intertwined with their spiritual beliefs, reflecting a worldview that saw health as a balance between the physical and the divine. What's striking about these ancient medical traditions is how much they got right, even without the tools and technology we have today. They understood the importance of cleanliness in preventing infection, the value of a balanced diet, and the power of the mind-body connection. Many of their remedies, like willow bark for pain relief or honey for wound healing, have been validated by modern science, and while their methods might seem primitive by today's standards, their holistic approach to health, one that considers the whole person, not just the symptoms, is something modern medicine is increasingly embracing. As we look back on the healing practices of the past, we're reminded that the pursuit of health is as old as humanity itself. These ancient civilizations may not have had MRI machines or antibiotics, but they possessed a deep understanding of the human body and its connection to the world around it. Their innovations, their wisdom, and their commitment to healing continue to inspire us, reminding us that the art of medicine is not just about curing diseases, it's about nurturing the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. And in that sense, the healers of the past are still guiding us today. Hidden deep within the rugged desert canyons of Jordan lies one of the world's most breathtaking archaeological treasures, the ancient city of Petra. Known as the Rose City for the pink-hued sandstone cliffs from which it was carved, Petra stands as a testament to the ingenuity and artistry of the Nabateans, a nomadic Arab tribe who transformed this arid landscape into a thriving metropolis over 2,000 years ago. But what makes Petra so extraordinary isn't just its beauty. It's the remarkable engineering and resourcefulness that allowed this city to flourish in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. At the heart of Petra's success was its advanced water management system, a marvel of ancient engineering that turned a barren desert into a lush oasis. The Nabateans were masters of hydrology, designing an intricate network of channels, cisterns, and dams to capture, store, and distribute precious water. Rainwater, often scarce in the region, was funneled through carved channels into massive underground reservoirs, ensuring a steady supply for the city's inhabitants, their livestock, and even their gardens. This system wasn't just functional, it was revolutionary, allowing Petra to sustain a population of tens of thousands in an area where survival seemed almost impossible. The Nabateans didn't just adapt to their environment, they transformed it, creating a desert haven that rivaled the great cities of its time. But Petra's brilliance didn't stop at water management. The city's architecture is a stunning blend of cultural influences, reflecting its role as a crossroads of trade and culture. The most iconic structure, the Treasury, or Al-Khosneh, is a masterpiece of rock-cut design, with its towering facade adorned with intricate carvings of gods, mythical creatures, and floral motifs. Carved directly into the cliff face, the Treasury is a testament to the Nabateans' skill and vision. Yet, it's just one of hundreds of structures scattered throughout Petra, from tombs and temples to amphitheaters and marketplaces. Each building tells a story of a civilization that thrived on innovation, creativity, and an unyielding connection to its environment. Despite its grandeur, Petra's decline remains shrouded in mystery. By the 7th century CE, the city had largely been abandoned, its once bustling streets falling silent. Some historians point to shifting trade routes, which diverted commerce away from Petra, leaving it economically isolated. Others suggest natural disasters such as earthquakes, damaged the city's infrastructure, making it difficult to maintain. There's also evidence that changes in climate may have played a role, with prolonged droughts straining Petra's water systems. Whatever the cause, the fall of Petra marked the end of an era, leaving behind a city frozen in time, its secrets buried beneath the sands. Today, Petra's legacy lives on, not just as an UNESCO World Heritage Site, but as a symbol of human resilience and creativity. Its rediscovery in the early 19th century by Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt reignited global fascination with this ancient wonder. Archaeologists continue to uncover new insights into the Nabateans' lives, from their sophisticated trade networks to their artistic achievements. Each discovery deepens our appreciation for a civilization that turned the impossible into reality, carving a city from stone and life from the desert. As we walk through the narrow Siq, the dramatic canyon that serves as Petra's entrance, and catch our first glimpse of the treasury bathed in the golden light of dawn, it's hard not to feel a sense of awe. Petra isn't just a relic of the past, it's a reminder of what humanity can achieve when we combine vision, ingenuity, and determination. Its story challenges us to look beyond the challenges of our environment and see the potential for greatness even in the most unlikely places. And in that sense, Petra's silent stones still speak to us, urging us to dream boldly and build wisely, just as the Nabateans did so many centuries ago. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to shimmer in the night sky, ancient mariners set their sights on the unknown, guided by little more than their wits and the heavens above. The vast oceans, once seen as insurmountable barriers, became highways for civilizations like the Polynesians and Phoenicians, who dared to chart uncharted waters with nothing but intuition, ingenuity, and an intimate knowledge of the natural world. How did these seafarers, without maps or compasses, navigate the endless blue expanse? Their story is one of courage, innovation, and a profound connection to the elements. The Polynesians, masters of the Pacific Ocean, stand out as some of history's most skilled navigators. Over thousands of years, they explored and settled islands scattered across an area larger than the entire continental United States. Their secret, a deep understanding of the stars, waves, and winds. Polynesian navigators, known as wayfinders, memorized the positions of hundreds of stars, using them as celestial landmarks to guide their voyages. By day, they read the ocean itself, observing the patterns of swells, the color of the water, and even the flight paths of birds to determine their location and direction. Their double-hulled canoes, crafted with precision and care, were marvels of ancient engineering designed to withstand the rigors of long-distance travel. This combination of knowledge, skill, and technology allowed the Polynesians to traverse thousands of miles of open water, connecting distant islands and cultures in ways that still inspire awe today. Meanwhile, on the other side of the globe, the Phoenicians were making their mark as pioneers of Mediterranean navigation. Renowned as the greatest traders of the ancient world, they built ships that were not only sturdy but also remarkably fast, thanks to their sleek designs and the use of advanced sail configurations. The Phoenicians relied on a combination of celestial navigation and their intimate knowledge of coastal landmarks to guide their journeys. They were among the first to use the North Star, or Polaris, as a fixed point of reference, allowing them to sail confidently even under the cover of night. Their voyages took them as far as Britain, West Africa, and possibly even the Americas, expanding the boundaries of the known world and establishing trade networks that shaped the course of history. What's truly remarkable about these ancient navigators is how they turned the natural world into a tool for exploration. They didn't just endure the ocean, they learned to read it like a book, interpreting every ripple, gust of wind, and glimmer of light as clues to their journey. This profound connection to their environment allowed them to achieve feats that seemed impossible at the time. For the Polynesians, it meant settling remote islands like Hawaii and New Zealand, creating a cultural legacy that endures to this day. For the Phoenicians, it meant laying the groundwork for global trade, introducing goods, ideas, and technologies that transformed the ancient world. But their achievements weren't just about reaching new lands, they were about pushing the boundaries of what humanity thought was possible. These ancient mariners didn't have the luxury of modern instruments or satellite guidance. They relied on observation, experience, and an unshakable belief in their ability to conquer the unknown. Their voyages remind us that exploration isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey, the challenges overcome, and the knowledge gained along the way. They didn't just sail the seas, they expanded the horizons of human possibility, proving that with ingenuity and determination, even the vastest oceans could be tamed. As we look back on these ancient navigators, we're reminded of the timeless human urge to explore, to seek out new horizons, and to connect with the world around us. Their stories aren't just tales of the past, they're lessons for the future, showing us that the greatest discoveries often begin with a single step, or in this case, a single voyage into the unknown. And as we continue to explore our own world and beyond, we carry with us the spirit of those who first dared to sail the uncharted seas, guided by the stars and driven by an unquenchable thirst for discovery. In the heart of China's Shaanxi province lies one of the most extraordinary archaeological discoveries of all time, the Terracotta Army. Unearthed in 1974 by farmers digging a well, this vast collection of life-sized clay soldiers, horses, and chariots has captivated the world ever since. But this isn't just an army, it's a testament to the power, ambition, and ingenuity of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the first ruler to unify China. Buried with him over 2,000 years ago, these statues were designed to protect and serve him in the afterlife, a concept that speaks volumes about the beliefs and priorities of ancient Chinese culture. What makes the Terracotta Army so astonishing is the sheer scale and detail of its creation. Over 8,000 soldiers, each with unique facial features, hairstyles, and expressions, stand in battle formation, ready to defend their emperor for eternity. Alongside them are hundreds of horses and chariots, all crafted with meticulous precision. The level of realism is breathtaking. No two figures are exactly alike, suggesting that each one may have been modeled after a real soldier. This wasn't just mass production, it was an artistic and technological feat that pushed the boundaries of what was possible at the time. The process of creating these statues reveals a society with remarkable organizational skills and craftsmanship. Each figure was made using a combination of molds and hand sculpting techniques, with different parts of the body, heads, torsos, arms, and legs created separately and then assembled. The clay used was sourced locally, and the statues were fired in massive kilns at temperatures high enough to ensure durability. Once completed, the figures were painted in vibrant colors, though much of this pigment has faded over the centuries. The army's creation required the labor of hundreds of thousands of workers over decades, a staggering investment of time and resources that underscores the emperor's determination to secure his legacy. But the Terracotta Army isn't just a marvel of ancient engineering. It's a window into the cultural and spiritual beliefs of Qin Shi Huang's China. The emperor's obsession with immortality is well documented, and his elaborate tomb complex, which includes the Terracotta Army, was designed to ensure his power extended beyond the grave. The statues were accompanied by weapons, tools, and even entertainers, all intended to provide for the emperor's needs in the afterlife. This elaborate burial reflects a worldview that saw life and death as interconnected, with the material world playing a vital role in the spiritual realm. The discovery of the Terracotta Army has profoundly reshaped our understanding of ancient China. Before its unearthing, much of what we knew about Qin Shi Huang's reign came from written records which were often biased or incomplete. The army, along with the ongoing excavations of the tomb complex, has provided tangible evidence of the emperor's ambitions and the technological sophistication of his era. It's a reminder that history isn't just written in words, it's carved in clay, painted in pigments, and buried beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered. As we stand before these silent sentinels, we're not just looking at statues, we're witnessing the legacy of a man who sought to conquer death itself. The Terracotta Army challenges us to think about how we remember our leaders, how we honor our dead, and how we preserve our own histories. Its discovery has sparked countless questions and inspired new research, reminding us that the past is never truly buried. It's always there, waiting to reveal its secrets. And in that sense, the Terracotta Army isn't just guarding an emperor, it's guarding the stories of a civilization that shaped the world we live in today. Imagine a world without writing, no books, no letters, no way to record the thoughts, stories, or laws that shape society. It's hard to fathom, isn't it? Yet for thousands of years, humanity thrived without written language, relying on oral traditions to pass down knowledge. Then something extraordinary happened. Around 5,000 years ago, in the fertile valleys of Mesopotamia and along the banks of the Nile, the first writing systems emerged, forever changing the course of human history. These ancient scripts weren't just tools for communication, they were the birth of recorded thought, the foundation of governance, and the keepers of culture. So, how did these early writing systems evolve, and what can they teach us about the power of language? Let's start with cuneiform, one of the earliest known writing systems, developed by the Sumerians of ancient Mesopotamia. This script, made up of wedge-shaped marks pressed into clay tablets, began as a simple way to track goods and transactions. Picture a merchant recording the number of sheep traded or a farmer documenting his harvest. This was the humble beginning of writing. But cuneiform quickly grew into something far more profound. Over time, it became a medium for literature, law, and even poetry. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest surviving works of literature, was written in cuneiform, preserving tales of gods, heroes, and the search for immortality. What started as a practical tool became a way to explore the deepest questions of human existence. Meanwhile, in ancient Egypt, another groundbreaking writing system was taking shape: hieroglyphs. These intricate symbols, carved into temple walls and painted on papyrus scrolls, were far more than just a means of record keeping. Hieroglyphs were a sacred art believed to hold magical power. The Egyptians used them to immortalize the deeds of pharaohs, record religious texts, and even guide the dead through the afterlife in the Book of the Dead. But hieroglyphs weren't just for the elite. They were also used in everyday life, from legal documents to personal letters. The Rosetta Stone, with its inscriptions in Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphs, eventually unlocked the secrets of this ancient script, revealing a civilization deeply connected to the written word. But writing systems didn't stop at cuneiform and hieroglyphs. In ancient China, the development of oracle bone script marked the beginning of Chinese writing. This early form of characters, etched onto turtle shells and animal bones, was used for divination, asking the gods for guidance on everything from harvests to warfare. Over centuries, these symbols evolved into the complex system of Chinese characters we know today, a system that unites a vast and diverse culture through a shared written language. Similarly, the Mayans of Mesoamerica created their own hieroglyphic script, one of the few fully developed writing systems in the Americas. Their glyphs recorded everything from astronomical observations to the lineage of kings, showcasing the universal human need to document and preserve knowledge. The impact of these ancient writing systems goes far beyond their historical context. They laid the groundwork for modern communication, shaping the way we think, organize, and share ideas. Writing allowed societies to create laws, build bureaucracies, and pass down knowledge across generations. It gave rise to literature, philosophy, and science, enabling humanity to build on the discoveries of the past. And perhaps most importantly, writing gave people a voice, a way to express their thoughts and experiences long after they were gone. In a sense, these early scripts were the first step toward the global, interconnected world we live in today. Yet, writing wasn't just a practical invention, it was a cultural and intellectual revolution. It transformed the way we understand ourselves and our place in the world. The stories, laws, and records preserved in cuneiform, hieroglyphs, and other ancient scripts remind us that language is more than just words. It's a bridge between the past and the present, a way to connect with those who came before us and those who will come after. As we explore these ancient writing systems, we're not just studying history, we're uncovering the roots of our shared humanity and the enduring power of the written word to shape our world. From the heights of innovation and prosperity, many of these legendary lost empires eventually faced decline, leaving behind ruins and unanswered questions. What caused such advanced civilizations to crumble? The theories are as varied as the empires themselves, offering a glimpse into the fragility of even the most powerful societies. Some point to natural disasters, others to invasions, and still others to internal collapse. But what if their very advancements played a role in their downfall? Let's explore the possible causes and see what lessons their stories hold for us today. One of the most compelling theories revolves around environmental factors. For civilizations like the Indus Valley or Easter Islands, Rapa Nui, overexploitation of resources may have led to ecological collapse. Imagine a society that thrives on cutting-edge irrigation and agriculture, only to find its fields barren and water sources depleted. The Indus Valley, for instance, may have suffered from shifting monsoon patterns or the drying up of the Gaga-Hakra River, which once sustained its sprawling cities. Similarly, on Easter Island, the relentless deforestation to transport the massive Moai statues may have disrupted the island's delicate ecosystem, leading to food shortages and societal breakdown. These examples remind us that even the most sophisticated technologies must be balanced with sustainable practices. Invasion and conflict also played a significant role in the decline of many empires. The once mighty city of Petra, for example, saw its trade routes diverted by the rise of Roman maritime dominance, leaving it economically weakened and vulnerable. Similarly, the Indus Valley may have faced incursions from nomadic groups, disrupting its carefully structured society. Even the fabled Atlantis, if it existed, is said to have fallen to a catastrophic invasion or natural disaster as described by Plato. These stories highlight how external pressures, whether from rival powers or environmental shifts, can destabilize even the most advanced civilizations. But not all collapses can be blamed on external forces. Some empires may have succumbed to internal decay. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, faced periods of political instability and economic stagnation, weakening their once unified kingdom. The Mayans, too, experienced internal strife, with city-states warring against one another and overextending their resources. In these cases, the very technologies and systems that once fueled their success, like monumental construction or complex agricultural networks, may have become burdens, straining their societies to the breaking point. It's a sobering reminder that progress, if not managed wisely, can sow the seeds of its own destruction. Then there's the role of societal and cultural shifts. The Library of Alexandria, often seen as a symbol of intellectual decline, may have fallen victim to changing political and religious landscapes. As new ideologies rose to power, the pursuit of knowledge became less of a priority, and the library's treasures were lost to time. Similarly, the Rapa Nui's focus on monumental statue building may have diverted attention and resources from more pressing needs, leading to a society unable to adapt to changing circumstances. These examples show how cultural priorities can shape a civilization's trajectory for better or worse. What can we learn from these theories of decline? Perhaps the most important lesson is the interconnectedness of success and vulnerability. Advanced technologies and achievements can elevate a society, but they also come with risks. Over-reliance on finite resources, failure to adapt to new challenges, or neglecting the foundations of governance and sustainability can all lead to downfall. The stories of these lost empires remind us that progress is not a straight line, it's a delicate balance of innovation, foresight, and resilience. As we reflect on the rise and fall of these ancient civilizations, we're not just uncovering the past, we're gaining insights into our own world. Their legacies challenge us to think critically about how we build, innovate, and sustain our societies. The next time you marvel at the ruins of Petra or the mysteries of Atlantis, remember, their stories are not just about what was lost, but about what we can still learn. And in that sense, their echoes continue to resonate, urging us to build a future that learns from the lessons of the past. As we piece together the stories of ancient civilizations, it's easy to think of the past as a static, unchanging narrative. But the truth is, history is constantly evolving thanks to the groundbreaking tools and technologies of modern archaeology. Today, we're not just uncovering the past, we're rewriting it one discovery at a time. From hidden cities buried beneath dense jungles to the secrets locked within ancient DNA, cutting-edge science is revealing a world far more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined. So, how exactly are we unearthing these long-lost secrets, and what do they tell us about the people who came before us? One of the most revolutionary tools in modern archaeology is LiDAR, or light detection and ranging. Imagine being able to strip away layers of dense vegetation with the click of a button, revealing the outlines of entire cities hidden for centuries. That's exactly what LiDAR does. By using laser pulses to map the terrain, this technology has uncovered sprawling urban centers in places like the Maya lowlands of Central America. These discoveries have completely transformed our understanding of Maya civilization, showing that their cities were far larger and more sophisticated than previously thought. It's like peeling back the curtain on a world we thought we knew, only to find it's far richer and more intricate than we ever imagined. But LiDAR isn't the only game changer. Satellite imaging has opened up entirely new ways to explore the past from the comfort of the present. High-resolution satellites can detect subtle variations in the Earth's surface, revealing buried structures, ancient roads, and even irrigation systems that were invisible to the naked eye. In Egypt, satellite imagery has led to the discovery of lost pyramids and forgotten settlements, while in the deserts of Saudi Arabia, it's unveiled thousands of ancient tombs and stone monuments. These aerial views aren't just expanding our knowledge, they're reshaping our maps, showing us how vast and interconnected ancient civilizations truly were. Then there's the power of DNA analysis, which is unlocking secrets at a molecular level. By studying ancient bones and teeth, scientists can trace migration patterns, uncover family relationships, and even identify diseases that plagued our ancestors. For example, DNA from skeletons in the Indus Valley has revealed a complex web of genetic connections across South Asia, challenging old assumptions about how societies formed and interacted. Similarly, genetic studies of European remains have shown how waves of migration and intermingling shaped the continent's history far more than previously believed. It's like reading a story written in the very fabric of our ancestors' bodies, offering a glimpse into their lives that no amount of pottery or tools could provide. These modern discoveries aren't just filling in gaps, they're challenging long-held assumptions and sparking entirely new questions. Take the recent findings in the Amazon rainforest, where LIDAR has revealed vast networks of earthworks and settlements that suggest the region was once home to millions of people. This turns the old narrative of the Amazon as a pristine wilderness on its head, showing instead that it was a thriving hub of human activity. Similarly, DNA evidence is rewriting the story of the Americas, revealing that the first inhabitants were far more diverse and interconnected than we once thought. Every new discovery forces us to rethink what we know, reminding us that history is far from a finished book. What's particularly exciting about these technological advances is how they're democratizing archaeology. With tools like LIDAR and satellite imaging, researchers can explore regions that were once inaccessible due to dense forests, political instability, or harsh terrain. This means we're no longer limited to digging in the same well-trodden sites. We're venturing into uncharted territory, uncovering stories that might have been lost forever. And as these tools become more widely available, they're empowering local communities and researchers around the world to take part in uncovering their own histories. But perhaps the most profound impact of these discoveries is how they're reshaping our understanding of humanity itself. By revealing the complexity and ingenuity of ancient civilizations, they remind us that our ancestors were far more than just primitive societies. They were innovators, explorers, and dreamers who pushed the boundaries of what was possible. From the Maya's sprawling cities to the Amazon's hidden earthworks, these findings show us that the past is full of surprises waiting to be uncovered. And as we continue to explore, one thing becomes clear. The story of humanity is far richer, more diverse, and more interconnected than we ever imagined. So, the next time you look at an ancient artifact or a crumbling ruin, remember it's not just a relic of the past, it's a piece of a puzzle we're only just beginning to solve. The ingenuity of ancient civilizations didn't just vanish with the sands of time. It laid the groundwork for the world we live in today. From the towering aqueducts of Rome to the philosophical frameworks of ancient Greece, the technologies and ideas of the past continue to shape our modern innovations in ways we might not even realize. These ancient advancements weren't just impressive for their time. They were transformative, creating a ripple effect that still influences science, engineering, and even the way we think about the world around us. So, how exactly did these ancient technologies leave their mark, and what can they teach us about the future of innovation? Let's start with Roman concrete, a material so durable that structures built with it over 2,000 years ago still stand today. Unlike modern concrete, which deteriorates over time, Roman concrete actually strengthens when exposed to seawater, a property that has baffled scientists for decades. Recent studies have revealed that the secret lies in its unique mixture of volcanic ash, lime, and seawater, which creates a chemical reaction that forms crystals, making the material incredibly resilient. Today, researchers are studying this ancient formula to develop more sustainable and long-lasting building materials, potentially revolutionizing modern construction. The Romans didn't just build for their time, they built for eternity, and their legacy is inspiring us to rethink how we design the future. Meanwhile, the intellectual contributions of ancient Greece continue to shape the way we approach science and philosophy. The Greeks were among the first to seek rational explanations for natural phenomena, laying the foundations for disciplines like physics, biology, and astronomy. Thinkers like Aristotle and Archimedes didn't just observe the world, they questioned it, using logic and experimentation to uncover its secrets. Their methods of inquiry, observation, hypothesis, and testing are the bedrock of the scientific method we use today. Even the concept of democracy, born in Athens, has influenced modern governance and the way we think about individual rights and collective decision-making. The Greeks may not have had smartphones or satellites, but their ideas sparked a revolution in thought that continues to drive human progress. Then there's the incredible legacy of Chinese innovation. From the invention of paper and printing to the development of gunpowder and the compass, ancient China was a hotbed of technological breakthroughs. The compass, for instance, revolutionized navigation, enabling explorers to traverse vast oceans and connect distant cultures. Today, its principles are still at the heart of modern GPS technology, guiding everything from smartphones to spacecraft. Similarly, the Chinese mastery of paper-making and printing laid the groundwork for the spread of knowledge, a legacy that lives on in the digital age, where information is more accessible than ever. These inventions didn't just change the course of history, they shaped the tools we rely on every day. But the influence of ancient technologies goes beyond specific inventions. It's embedded in the way we think about innovation itself. The ancient world teaches us that progress isn't just about creating new tools. It's about solving problems in ways that are both practical and visionary. Take the aqueducts of Rome, for example. They weren't just feats of engineering, they were solutions to a fundamental human need: access to clean water. Today, as we grapple with challenges like climate change and resource scarcity, we can draw inspiration from these ancient problem solvers who combined creativity, resourcefulness, and a deep understanding of their environment to build systems that stood the test of time. What's truly remarkable is how interconnected these ancient innovations are with our modern world. The Roman roads that once connected an empire are echoed in the highways and digital networks that bind our global society today. The philosophical debates of ancient Greece continue to inform our ethical and scientific inquiries, while Chinese inventions like paper and gunpowder have evolved into technologies that shape our daily lives. These connections remind us that innovation isn't a linear process, it's a tapestry woven from the threads of countless discoveries, each building on the ones that came before. As we look back on these ancient achievements, we're not just admiring the past, we're finding inspiration for the future. The Romans, Greeks, and Chinese didn't have the tools we have today, but they had something just as powerful: a relentless drive to understand and improve the world around them. Their legacy challenges us to think boldly, to embrace both tradition and innovation, and to remember that the solutions to tomorrow's problems might just be hidden in the wisdom of the past. So, the next time you flip on a light switch, navigate with GPS, or marvel at a skyscraper, take a moment to appreciate the ancient pioneers who made it all possible. Their story is far from over. It's still being written, one innovation at a time. When it comes to ancient technologies and lost empires, the line between fact and fiction can often blur, thanks to centuries of myths, legends, and Hollywood dramatizations. Take the idea of Atlantis, for example. While Plato's allegorical tale has inspired countless theories, expeditions, and even blockbuster movies, there's no concrete evidence that such a place ever existed. Yet, the allure of a sunken utopia continues to captivate our imaginations, often overshadowing the real, tangible achievements of ancient civilizations. This is just one example of how popular culture can distort our understanding of history, turning speculation into something that feels like truth. So, how do we separate the myths from the facts, and why does it matter? One of the most pervasive myths is the idea that ancient civilizations couldn't possibly have achieved such advanced engineering without extraterrestrial intervention. From the precision of the Great Pyramid of Giza to the intricate stonework of Puma Punku, some argue that these feats are too sophisticated to be the work of human hands alone. But here's the thing, ancient people were far more resourceful and innovative than we often give them credit for. The Egyptians, for instance, used simple tools like copper chisels, wooden sledges, and ramps to build their monumental structures. Similarly, the Tiwanaku people of South America relied on meticulous planning, trial and error, and a deep understanding of their materials to create their awe-inspiring architecture. The truth is, these achievements weren't the result of alien help. They were the product of human ingenuity, perseverance, and a mastery of their environment. Another common misconception is that ancient technologies were somehow more advanced than our own, often fueled by pseudoscientific claims. Take the infamous Baghdad Battery, for example. While some speculate that it was used for electroplating or even early forms of electricity, most archaeologists believe it had a more mundane purpose, like storing scrolls or holding religious offerings. The idea of ancient electricity is certainly thrilling, but without solid evidence, it's a theory that remains firmly in the realm of fiction. This doesn't diminish the significance of the artifact. It's still a fascinating piece of history, but it does remind us to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. Then there's the romanticized notion that ancient civilizations were utopias, free from the struggles and inequalities of modern life. While it's true that many ancient societies achieved remarkable levels of innovation and cultural sophistication, they were far from perfect. The Indus Valley civilization, for instance, had advanced urban planning and sanitation systems, but it also faced challenges like resource scarcity and social stratification. Similarly, the Maya built breathtaking cities and developed complex calendars, but their society was marked by warfare, political instability, and environmental pressures. Recognizing these complexities doesn't take away from their achievements. It gives us a more nuanced and realistic understanding of their world. So, why does debunking these myths matter? For one, it allows us to appreciate ancient civilizations for what they truly were: human societies that achieved incredible things within their own context. By focusing on evidence-based research, we can uncover the real stories behind these cultures, stories that are often just as fascinating as the myths. It also helps us avoid the pitfalls of pseudoscience, which can distort our understanding of history and divert attention from legitimate archaeological discoveries. When we separate fact from fiction, we gain a clearer picture of our shared human heritage, one that's grounded in reality rather than fantasy. At the same time, it's important to acknowledge why these myths persist. They tap into our innate curiosity, our desire for mystery, and our fascination with the unknown. Stories of lost empires and ancient technologies offer a sense of wonder, a glimpse into a world that feels both familiar and otherworldly. But as we explore these tales, we should remember that the truth is often just as compelling, if not more so, than the myths. By embracing evidence-based research, we can honor the achievements of ancient civilizations while also learning valuable lessons about innovation, resilience, and the human spirit. And in doing so, we ensure that their legacy is remembered not as a collection of fantastical stories, but as a testament to the extraordinary capabilities of humanity itself. As we draw the final curtain on our journey through the remnants of legendary lost empires, one thing becomes undeniably clear: these civilizations were far more than just chapters in a history book. They were vibrant, innovative societies that pushed the boundaries of what humanity could achieve. From the towering pyramids of Egypt to the intricate gears of the Antikythera Mechanism, from the sprawling cities of the Indus Valley to the celestial wisdom of the Maya, each empire left behind a legacy that continues to shape our world. Their stories are not just about the past, they're about the enduring spirit of human curiosity and the relentless drive to innovate, adapt, and thrive. What's truly remarkable is how these ancient technologies and cultural achievements challenge the way we see history. They remind us that progress isn't a straight line. It's a mosaic of ideas, discoveries, and failures, each piece contributing to the bigger picture. The Romans built aqueducts that still stand today. The Chinese invented paper and gunpowder that transformed the world. And the Polynesians navigated vast oceans with nothing but the stars and their intuition. These weren't just feats of engineering or science. They were acts of imagination and determination, proof that even in the face of immense challenges, humanity can achieve the extraordinary. But perhaps the most enduring lesson from these lost empires is the importance of learning from the past. Their rise and fall offer valuable insights into the delicate balance between innovation and sustainability, ambition and humility. Whether it's the environmental challenges faced by Easter Island or the cultural shifts that led to the decline of the Library of Alexandria, their stories urge us to think critically about how we build our own societies. They remind us that progress comes with responsibility to our planet, to each other, and to future generations. As we close this chapter, we invite you to reflect on the incredible legacy of these ancient civilizations. Their achievements weren't just about building monuments or inventing tools. They were about solving problems, exploring the unknown, and leaving a mark on the world. Their stories inspire us to keep asking questions, to keep pushing boundaries, and to keep marveling at the endless possibilities of human ingenuity. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of legendary lost empires, how advanced ancient technologies changed history. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's your favorite ancient mystery or technology? Let us know. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of our past, because the more we uncover, the more we realize just how extraordinary our shared history